Hey, okay. Elton John has now condemned after how long ago did he use the word rocket man for the guy in North Korea? Yeah. So now it's been a long time till then and bringing it around. And now the man, Elton John, is condemning Trump for using the word rocket man because of the song about dreams and kindness and hope. So he's condemning Trump for it.
Yeah, because he probably wanted the girl to win.
Probably because she's pro because he's gay, right?
No,
So
don't tell me. I know.
hey, welcome. We're having a conversation with Steve. So yeah, so I think because he's condemning Trump for that, for using the word rocket man, is yeah. And it's been how long?
They're so biased. You see, that's why you want
It's
to.
just crazy. The
Mary,
world, the
Mary.
world. Yes.
The whole problem is they don't want him as president.
No, they don't want
They
him as
want
president.
him out.
Yes, they do. They do want him out. They do want him out. Welcome to Conversations with Steve. That's what we're having, a conversation with Steve. Uh,
Don't have me on your TV.
so welcome everybody. Well, I'm live right now.
Well, don't talk to me.
Don't talk. We
Talk to
can't.
your people.
I got to talk to my people. Can't talk to Steve. Anyways, Kathy says hello. Charlene says hello.
Oh, morning.
Oh, morning. Now he's all happy. But yeah, it just crazy. I just saw that Russell Brand was talking about it, and he just thinks it's like because Elton John, Rocket Man, and then now he's all pissed off about it. But I mean, I didn't. You know what? When Trump used the word Rocket Man a few years ago for because I can never remember Kim Jong Dong or
It
whatever his
was
name.
okay.
It was yeah, it was okay. But I didn't associate it with Elton John. Did you associate it with Elton John? I didn't. But now that he said it, oh okay, let's associate it with Elton John. Sometimes people need to just keep their mouth shut
Because he's down in the slump now,
and
so he wants
and
to
not
get back up.
and not say anything. So yeah, crazy world we live in. But again, they probably don't like the man. So that's fine whether you like him or not. But I just find it very interesting, with it all. The other thing that came with one of my listening to some of my readings this morning and practices, the word heretic came out, and what a heretic is. And heretic is when is the word for actor in Greek. That's what an actor is. An actor is a heretic. And so I was just thought that was kind of funny because I education for me didn't really associate it. But when you have, because the globe awards are coming out, and then the Oscars and stuff like that. So for best actor is like for best heretic or best actress. I don't know. Finding funny things today on Friday the 13th. Boy, I just think, I just think it's all funny. So there we go. So think happy thoughts. That's what my cup does. It says think happy thoughts. So think those happy thoughts. Man, crazy. So I just sent out a email. If you're not on my email list, get a hold of me so you can get the email list and get my little things that I send out and information. Sometimes I send out. Today I sent a thing out on Friday the 13th and some of the meanings for Friday the 13th, which I, you know, find because 13 is the divine feminine. It's the divine goddess number. 13 because there's 13 lunar moons, right? Throughout the year. We used to go by the lunar calendar until it was changed. Now we have a solar calendar. And anyways, that's a whole nother topic. But the lunar calendar is the connection with the divine feminine, and with the moon cycles and bringing in the energy of the moon cycles. So there's 13 of them, right? On tortoises, if you count the squares on the back, because the tortoise is a connection to the goddess as well, there's 13 squares on the back of a tortoise on average, you know. So coming in, and then of course 13 or Friday is, you know, in French is vendredi, you know, it means Venus. So it is the day of Venus. Friday, Freya is the goddess. She's the goddess of fun and joy, and you know, goddess Freya like to go out and, you know, just have a good time, you know, that kind of girl. She got I'm gonna go off topic here, but if you go into the mythology and look at the kind of shit, like Freya got a bad rap, man. She was a hard ass woman. She, you know, but yeah, she really, but she stood toe to toe. Like she would stand toe to toe with Thor. She would stand toe to toe with, you know, with the gods. But she was also thrown under the bus a few times by them, you know, of saying how bad she was, and you know, she was quite the open woman kind of thing. But you know, when women are strong, what happens, and it's funny, it's like even watching yourself, when women are strong, they're easily thrown under the bus, right? So being a strong woman, being a woman who's, you know, fought their way to get to whatever they want or to the success they want. And it's very easy to demonize those women and cut them down. And we see it all the time. We see it within, you know, within our world. We see it when you know, certain women get to a certain point, whether within their career, whatever that is, then it's easy to demonize them. The other factor too, and I think this is another key factor too, is women, unfortunately, because it's sort of like a double-edged sword. Unfortunately, we can very easily embrace the demonization, or embrace that negativeness, or we feel, a lot of women feel that in order to get where I need to go, I need to be this way. In order to get to where I am, I need to cut down other women. I need to cut down other people. I need to be in that strength. And they go into the divine masculine energy. And that's where the imbalance within our world is within the divine masculine and the divine feminine. When you can fully embrace that divineness, then you can find the balance. And that's you know, definitely that's where there's a struggle. But there's also a fear, there's a huge fear when the divine feminine comes out, because the divine feminine comes out in truth and love. My image of the divine feminine is not only with Venus and Freya, but is within the divine Mother Mary. She comes in that she is exalted. She is the queen of angels. She is the queen of the heavens, you know, and she's the one who steps on the evil one. Like if you ever see a picture of the divine mother, usually she's standing on a snake, on an orb, you know, which is a symbolization of the world, standing on evil. And so she's thumping out evil and wanting people to come to the sacredness of her heart, where she wants to become the divine mother and the love, and allowing that. But for us to actually embrace a divineness, or actually embrace that love, not only within the goddess, but within our own selves, is huge. That's a lot of shadow work. And guess what we're going through right now? With a lot of the frequencies that are coming in, is teaching us to step into that divineness, teaching us to step in. And we can easily, like something can easily, we can take offense to something, we can get triggered by something, but we got to come into that and own it. And that's a hard one because it is coming into our shadow work and doing the shadow work that we need to do upon ourselves. And especially with Pluto coming back into Capricorn till November, I think 12th, I think it is. And then going back into Aquarius. And we'll never have Pluto back in Capricorn again in our lifetime. And this is like looking at, and this lunar eclipse that's coming in too is so powerful because we had a very, the eclipse was solar eclipse at the beginning in 2008. So when Capricorn entered, there was an eclipse in Pisces. And now we're ending with him with an eclipse in Pisces. So the powerfulness of this, the power of change and transformation. And because the 12th, Pisces is the 12th house, twice Pisces is the house of karma. It's the house of endings. It's a house of secrets. It's a house that brings in a connection to our higher realms. It is a connection of the ether. It is ruled by Neptune. It is ruled by the god of the water, the god of the seas. He controls all of the water. He controls all of the pathways of where water goes. So the dams and the riverways and the channels. He controls the water within us. The amount of water that is with us and that's flowing. And as we look into all of these pathways and areas, where have we put the dams up? Where have we put the clogs up in our lives? And this divineness, this divine feminine, this beautiful energy comes forth and asks us to step into the sacredness and step into the sacredness of the divine. As if anybody's ever worked with the four corners, and who's ever gone out to the four corners around midnight and sat on the four corners, it's powerful. Oh my God. Now, I'm not saying to go onto a freeway and sit in the middle. It's not the same thing as your brother telling you to go in the middle of the road and go play with a knife. No, I don't know. Anyways, I should have said that. I don't know if anybody had siblings who told their siblings to do that. But finding the four corners, so you could go on the back roads or something like that, and just allowing yourself to go into that energy. It is so powerful. Now with a full moon, the sweetness of it all, because Hathor is there. And the goddess Hathor is the goddess of the graveyard. She is the one, she's demonized. She's a dark goddess. But part of this eclipse where Hathor comes in is wanting us to step into the four corners, to what do we need to let go of? She's the one who brings you the coffin and says, put into the coffin, and the coffin's burning, right? Put into the coffin of what you no longer want. And making sure, like Hathor is like, you make sure you are wanting to let go of this, because once you give it to me, and that's the same way when you're working with if you're going to work with the Divine Mother, once you give it to me in my sacredness and into my heart, it's gone. And that is something, especially when we are looking at what is halting us, what is clogging us, what is it that we no longer want to deal with, is huge. Because the thing is that a lot of times we want to let go of something, but we're terrified of the change that's going to bring us. We don't, we have an assumption that is going to change me in some way that I'm not going to be able to handle it, or I am no longer going to have whatever it is. It could be love. It could be money. It could be something of this mundane world. And that's usually what it is. If we hand in this and hand over, especially being in Pisces, it's very spiritual. Saturn's there, trying to make the boundaries, trying to make the structures of what it is. And with Pluto and Capricorn, and we have the Venus Neptune trine that's coming in. Those are beautiful benefics that are there, that are wanting to work together They're beautiful benefics that are wanting to work together, especially before Jupiter goes retrograde. As once Jupiter goes retrograde in Gemini, I mean, that's like, fuck me. That's hell. That's another hell thing. And along with Mars going retrograde in Cancer, I mean, that's where things are going to get extremely feeling like there is no hope. You're going to be feeling very like, ugh, kind of thing. But right now, with this moon coming in and with the goddesses and the divine feminine coming forth, is saying, how can you step forward with this? What is it that you are wanting to let go of? And once you hand it to me, once you put it into the coffin, I'm taking it and I'm bringing you the transformation and change. Now, these goddesses that come forth, especially the Divine Mother and Hathor, these are goddesses, like, once you make a commitment to them, it's no joke. It's not like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. No. This is like, no, we're doing this, baby. There's no backing down. You want to make the change. We're doing it. You want to make the change when it comes to your health. We're doing it. Now, a lot of times people say, yeah, and we all want good health. Like, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am healthy, happy, wealthy, and everything else, right? We want to have the health, but to make the changes to have the health sounds great. And a lot of people say, yeah, I take those vitamins. Yeah, I do that. Okay. Are you doing the exercise programs? Are you really committed to giving up that sugar? Are you really committed to making the changes and the addictions that you do have within your life, within those, and what it means to be healthy? Because that can be a real hard one. Because we all have it. It's like, oh, I hate exercise, or I hate sweating. I mean, I really do. I don't like to sweat. Getting really sweaty. Maybe because I have more, wiggles and jiggles on my body now, and there's more things that have to be lifted and moved and shifted in order to get them clean. That, sweating is just like a whole nother level, but looking at that, it's like, okay, I'm going to hand over, because if I'm becoming healthy, right? If I'm becoming healthy, that means I am stepping forward in a new way of living. If I'm stepping forward in a new way of living, that means I'm starting to really take more responsibility of my reality, of my life, and what I want to do with that. And that means that I won't have to be reliant on these other things, whatever they are, right? Love. Oh my goodness, that's a real crazy one. Wanting to give up, or not to give up, but this is the whole thing, because this is where the energy, it's not so much giving up on a relationship, right? So it's about understanding that I have to work on me, and that person has to work on themselves, and with them working on themselves and me working on me, coming together in a mutual harmony of a dance now, which is beautiful, when you're able to do that, and able to come into that harmonization, and coming into a place where you're not judging, right? It's easy for me to judge Steve, like, and it's easy for him to judge me. Like, we're very good at it. We're both Scorpios, so just saying, it can just be very tense at sometimes. But but this is where, if you're working on if you're going in, and especially where Venus is too. Now here's another place where Venus is, because Lilith is there and Eros is there. So with Eros being with Venus in Libra, it is like, I want to give my love. I just want to be loved. I just want to be cherished. I want to have all of this beautifulness, and I don't want to do anything for it. I don't want to work on anything. I just want it. And that's Eros. Eros, when you look at the god of Eros, Eros is like, yeah, baby, I'll give it to you. I'll love you. But there's no substance in it. There's no substance in it, right? It's beautiful. It's loving. It's great. And Venus is like, yeah, baby, come on, give it to me, because I just want that. And being in Libra, it can get kind of out of whack, right? It can get a little bit crazy. So, and because it's just like, I want to go out, I want to be that person that wants to be seen and have all of these things. And it comes to a movie that it's called Leap Year. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a really good movie. It's on my movie list. It's like on my list on How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and Sweet Home Alabama. So just saying, I like these kind of little romance movies. But in this movie, in Leap Year, there is a custom in Ireland that on February the 29th, you can ask the your man, to marry you, right? So it's a tradition. So she makes this trip because she really wants to get married, right? She thought he was going to ask her. He's some kind of surgeon, but instead of asking her, he gave her these beautiful diamond earrings instead of a diamond ring, right? And he's in some kind of conference in Ireland, and she's Irish descent. So she felt like, yes. And of course, there is quite a journey that she goes. And of course, she meets a real swanky, good looking Irishman to boot, right? Upon her journey, which she found him very foul and obstinate and rude. All those wonderful things that we want in a man. And anyways, but the thing is that when she finally goes back to New York, and yes, she's going to marry him and everything else, and she's in her beautiful, beautiful home in this beautiful apartment that they wanted in the Upper East Side of New York, and it's like seeming like everything that you wanted, because it was like, that's Eros. Like, I'm going to give you everything that you want and everything, blah, 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 blah. But there's no substance there, right? There's no substance for her. And the substance was this man who ran a pub in Ireland. He didn't really have a lot of riches. He didn't have a lot to give her except, this pub that he had in this small town. And that was coming down to the roots of it all, right? And sometimes we hang on to certain relationships for certain reasons. And this full moon, and especially with these goddesses coming in, and there's no coincidence that we have a Friday the 13th before a full moon in 4 days. It's showing us that we got to step into that goddess feminine energy and look into it and hand over those hard things, those shadows, those deepness that we are trying to keep hold of, because it's like, well, it looks good, it saves me face, and it's easy, when with the health, if the health crutch, when people hold on to that health part, it's easy to hang on to that, right? Because I'm getting attention, I'm going to the doctor, or I'm seeing the therapist, or I'm doing, it's easy for me to do this than to take the 100% responsibility that I need to take within my life, right? Take in my life and make the changes. Same with the relationships. It's easy for me to take 100%, for me to blame that person, make whatever excuses it is, to stay within that relationship, and the person's maybe not doing any work on themselves, or maybe they're an alcoholic, or they're whatever they are, and you're not taking that responsibility. It's one thing, especially if the person has any substance abuse. I would tell people, go to Al-Anon. Start looking into Al-Anon, because that's going to teach you on how you need to work on what you do, because you can't control them. You cannot be the enabler. So this is part of the shadow work, right? The shadow work comes in and says, how are you enabling things in your life? And what is that enabling doing for you? And being honest with yourself. I mean, we do this in the Journey Club, being honest with yourself, right? So how is that enabling me, in me enabling it? How is that benefiting me? And I love it, because I love it when I look at a chart and somebody argues with me. I don't have any. That doesn't that I don't have any of that. Okay, whatever, fine. I'm just showing you what I got. Or I do a reading and they're like, well, no, it's not really like that. Okay, that's cool. Just telling you what I see, telling you what's coming in until I find out, afterwards. And then the people they come to me, maybe it's a year, maybe it's 2 years, and they're saying, holy shit, you were right. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm not going to gloat about it, but it's like, okay, you've come, it's a rejoicing that you've come to a place where you're actually able to see. Because the thing is that I have 20/20 vision for other people. I don't have very 20/20 vision for myself, but that's why I have other people to help me and guide me in my life, right? Because you might have great vision, you might think you have great vision for yourself, but you might have that splinter in your eye, right? And we all have those splinters that we need to take out. But sometimes it's difficult for us to take out our own splinter. We need the help and guidance of somebody else that can help us and be within that guidance and that divinity to show them. And sometimes it's hard. It's fucking hard to see that and to accept that, right? And that's where this full moon comes in. That's why everybody's really cranky and grumpy and feeling out of sorts or feeling very teary-eyed, is because there's a lot of releasing that we're doing, and sometimes we don't understand what that releasing is. But it's coming to that humility, and that humbling of oneself in order for us to go into a place that brings in the love. And it's fucking hard. Because we say we're going to do certain things, right? We say that we're going to go stepping forth onto this road. We say this is what we are wanting to do, right? Yet there is a difficulty within doing it. There is, oh, I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Sneezy. On the right path. That's what my shaman used to tell me. I'm on the right path when I sneeze. It's looking at this energy within ourselves. And in order to step into this next, because this Pluto in Capricorn and where everything is, thank you. This Pluto in Capricorn is an ending. And with all the aspects that are coming in with this moon, with Neptune, because it's going to be conjuncting Neptune. There's going to be a sextile of Pluto to the moon. So there's some beautiful aspects. And even with Uranus, I'm pointing over here because I think Uranus is over here. Uranus is over here, and I got Pluto over here, and Neptune is up here. That's the way I play it in my head, because that's how I see it on the chart. I'm gonna blow my nose. Excuse me. Sorry. But it's better than snorkeling. I have to do that. So coming in and doing their final goodbyes to this transformation and changes that we're making. And that's what's happening with this moon. And with every moon since August to November, every full moon is a super moon. So it's really affecting us, and it's very active 3 days before and 3 days after. And then we have a solar eclipse that's going to be coming up in Libra. So these changes that are coming in are very dramatic, powerful, and are helping us to create a better world when we are able to do the work that we need to do and accept it 100%. Because the acceptance is the huge one. And we're all working on it. We're all having to do it. Nobody's excluded from this club. I'm sorry. It's not just like, oh, it's only the Tauruses have to do this, or only these people are the Capricorns have to do this. I'm picking on the earth signs right now. So only they have to do the work, and all of us others are just already perfect. No, that's not that's not the way it works. That's not what's happening, baby. It's everybody's in the same pot. Everybody's having to do this work and finding it where a lot of people have never done this work before. And some of the people it's very difficult to understand because either it's they're going through a health crisis or they're going through some financial issues or they're going through a relationship or they're going through the dark soul of the night. For the changes and that need to come in and come forward for you. And that's like, whoa, baby, that's hard. That's a lot. There's a lot there and a lot happening. So here we sit on the fence and we know it's not like we don't know what needs to be done. We know what needs to be done. If there's ties that need, we have to do that because I'm gonna, if you're not going to do it, like it's like I could go to physio, right? But if I don't do the follow-up exercises that she gives me, what's the use of going to physio? Right? I still have to do them. Some of them I don't like, but I'm still doing them. Working, I still have to do them. So I'm doing them in order for me to get stronger, in order for me to get healthier. So I am not, having to go through all the pain that my body's in, right? Helping to build it stronger. And part of that is in other ways. I'm glad I'm out working again, doing a muggle job because the muggle job is going to help me to get fit. It's going to help me to really, get my body back into the alignment it needs to get into, and hopefully I can continue that on. Whether this muggle job is for a year or for 6 months or however long this muggle job is for, embracing it for what it is and what's coming forth from it, just doing the steps. And in doing that, this is looking at what I need to work on seriously inside of me. And that's a big piece. That's a big piece for us to be doing. So, Mr. Tracy has his cane. He's got his hat. He's looking very handsome. His clothes are coordinated. Look at that. Yes, dear.
No, I was saying what time are you going to leave?
Okay. If we go and we take hang on here.
I can't take the dog because I gotta go inside.
He can't take the DOG for the WALK because it's very difficult.
Well, we could take her and you could wait out there and then I can bring her back.
You're okay with walking with her back?
Well, what else I'll do?
Don't look at me. I'm not the one who has to walk you back.
That's fine. I could walk.
So, because, yeah. Do you hear her? So, anyways, I do have to get ready. I have to go to work. But I'm going to send you guys out so much love. And the dog is telling me she wants to go for a WALK. I can't say the word out while she already knows what I just spelled. So she's just crazy that way. Come here. Come.
She could put here in the cruiser.
There she is. Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a walk? Huh? Do you want to go for a walk? Yeah, she freaks out. Anyways, I love to tease her. Anyways. Gonna send you guys out so much love and blessings for you today. If you are wanting a moon reading, definitely get a hold of me. I will be sending out some of the moon readings tomorrow morning. The rest of the moon readings will be coming out because I'm working around my schedule, probably Sunday evening. and doing the readings then. So they'll be coming out this reading by hell or high water. I will do them for you, baby. So they're $50 if you're wanting to order one. So I'm sending you out so many blessings. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you. And all you say and all you be and all you do. Step into the goddess. Start working with the goddess. The four corners. Hathor is coming in with the Blessed Mother Mary, and the two of them. Woo-hoo! That could give you a whoop ass. That's what they can do. All right. Blessings, everybody. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you soon.